I remember
Does not
seeing
happen too often.
I remember seeing a clip where that happened to a Rubik, and then Invoker was just sunstriking him on respawn in Fountain every single time, and he literally just couldn't do anything to dodge it. Anyway, they're picking up the Sassuay's Bow, Clockwork, or Grimstroke, which is very strange. He hasn't played either of these heroes in the tournament. He's mostly been just Earthshaker Rubik, and then occasionally Lina, which actually would be pretty solid here. So maybe this is some like crazy offlane Clock or offlane Grimstroke.
I think it's offlane Grim.
They picked Pango into the Grim, which also deny picks Sassuay's Bow, who has been playing this Pangolier offlane like this, or sorry, Pangolier position 4, which that's kind of his like 4th hero down the list.
Seconds remaining.
They're running out of options here on A team.
Yeah, I mean, even if this is a 3-position Grim, like I like it in one sense that you get farm on the hero, but like as a 3-position, it means you're basically relying on initiation from both Storm, which takes a while to get ramped up, and then Clockwork, who's going to be your support. And then if you're getting farm on Grimstroke, yeah, you can go for this crazy sheepstick type stuff that doubles up with your ult, but the one big one that actually turns the tide is the Aghanim Scepter, which we don't even know if there's a good hero for on the opposing side yet. So I don't know.
How legitimate is this off-lane Grimstroke thing? Because have we seen it on anyone else besides Quincy Crew and Layla's? Was it just a scrim thing potentially where we're wagering here that these teams have kind of just kept on the underground?
Good question. I have not seen it in pubs at all. I tried it. I had a good lane, and then I fed. So it really feels like you have to pop off and be super far ahead, because otherwise you're just this really squishy guy that's like supposed to be an offlaner, and it feels bad. So I honestly feel like they're not going to pause 3 the Grim, just because, I don't know, it didn't look good when Quincy played it, and so if they can't make it work, I don't know if it's worth trying.
Yeah, now, I mean, the only reason I agree, the main reason, is because Bloodseeker, I don't know. I feel like this has to be a position 3 this game. There's no way you're going to outcarry Medusa. But having said that, they have taken care of the Pango gentlemen. This is going to be an impossible Pango game. The Soulbind, the Rupture. We got so many things to just destroy this hero, which looks like it will be a position 3 Pango.
Yeah, you can't flex that unless you really want to. Yeah, I don't think you're promoting Witch Doctor or Rubik up the list to flex this Pango. So Pango's just going to have to deal with being a 3rd pick and all the counters coming out.
Yeah. I don't know if Moo... Like, I don't recall Moo playing very much Pango. I play a lot of pubs with the guy. We queue at the same degenerate hours, so I get him all the time, and he's never Pango. I mean, I'm sure he can play it. He's like rank 8, so it's not a specialty, which makes me think they might just throw DNM on the Pango and just make DNM like have a bad game.
Yeah, see, that makes sense. Yeah.
Does it though? You want your mid to get completely dumpster? It's already hard countered, you know.
I guess I'm just with him that I haven't seen Moo play it. I just haven't seen Moo play a lot of Pango. He's right, but you know, he's talented. He probably can, but just not
like let's say you pick. Let's say he's not that great on Pango. It doesn't really matter this game, because like if you put this guy mid, he will get trashed. I promise you. He's so hard countered right now.
Wow, Sun's saying, look,
you'd rather your position 3 to get trashed than 2.
The AM is banned, but it was Sadboys.
I knew it. You
banned it.
You see, they banned it for themselves. They didn't want to be tempted to have an AM Medusa
well, they meant
line. No, but
they meant to pick it. They forgot there was 2 bans here. This was going to be a Medusa AM lineup.
Medusa AM's great together.
Classic.
They synergize very well. They both want to farm everything, and the other supports. Position 3 is the support in this game. You know,
your third eye opened and saw AM. It was just a little blurry. That's all, Suns fans. So you just got to clear that out. As we get into maybe season 2 and such, the third eye will be a bit more there.
To be fair,
stigmatism right now.
I know AM is good against Medusa in theory, but in practice,
doesn't work out like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you do need a position 1 though. I don't think you can get away with Bloodseeker 1 here.
Oh, wow. It's Mr. Anime himself.
Yes.
Our protagonist of the upcoming Netflix adventure, Dota, Defense of the Ancients. No, actually, we've been seeing him pop up more since the announcement in other regions, but not at all here in NA. Here he finally is. My goodness. Why here and now, gentlemen? Why?
I actually feel like this is going to be a Moo offlane DK, because he plays these boring heroes, and DNM plays these like flashy do shit heroes, so I feel like he's going to be on Pango. Despite like what we talked about with I agree with the counters and swapping, but just with like the player preference, I don't feel like that's going to be how it goes.
I would put
Yeah.
money on that too.
Sadly, I will say the same. Now that DK has come out, I mean, you kind of have the same, not as big of an issue, but Bloodseeker's still good against DK because of the ridiculous amount of damage that goes through all your physical armor. Pango might have to get a Lincoln's, and that feels real bad to have to get Lincoln's because that slows you down so hard. Like Lotus isn't enough this game, I don't think. Okay, so you guys agree position 1 for A team? You think they can win with a position 1 Bloodseeker?
I think so. I think the position 1 Bloodseeker does more damage than you think it does in the late game. Like I felt. Okay, never mind. Just kidding.
Psych. Yeah, it was that. It's either go
obviously,
all
yeah,
in,
of
go
course.
fast, because I don't think Sadboys are planning to go too fast, but here they're going to match their greed, match their pacing, and get the Wraith King. Gentlemen, take it in real quick and give me your prediction.
Move
Position
Pango.
3 Pango.
Oh, geez,
You know what? Can I just, for the first time, just say I
One
don't like either lineup,
Wow.
but
I agree with that. I actually agree with that.
you always agree with me. What are you talking about? You
Well, I was going to
making
say
it like
it
it's-
first, but you just always talk over me. So go ahead.
Jenkins, could you please let me speak for God's
Okay,
sake?
Dakota, please.
I'm
speak.
gonna go
And so disrespectful to each other. Go on.
two lineups that I don't like. I'll take the team that I think is better, which is Sadboys. Jenkins, do not copy me for the last time potentially. Okay.
Dakota, please. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Sadboys here because they're just the
good.
better team, and I don't like either draft.
All right, two for
It's
Sad
like I heard
Boys
that
here.
before. Wow.
But not a lot of confidence behind the draft. Maybe our commentators can make some more sense of it. So why don't we go ahead and throw it away now? We have Lyrical and GoDz after the break.
Welcome back, Dota fans. We're here taking a look at what could be the final game of the NADPC to determine who it is that's going to be relegated here at the end. Or Trent, we could just keep on going forever. There might never be an end to Season 1 of the NADPC, depending on how these teams play it out. How you feeling?
Oi, mate. Is that how he talks? I was told I was Parker, but
Oh,
yes,
right.
no, it's me. Dakota lied to you all.
That's right. You're here, though.
Yes, it's not the blunder from down under.
No.
Trent.
It's
I don't
the...
really have anything that I couldn't think of anything that rhymed with north in time.
all right.
Coming forth from the north.
The
Nah, I got nothing. Sorry.
the nice
Blunder from down under was
smooth-
pretty good. I was halfway there.
It's good. It's good. Yeah. I was gonna try and rhyme with top, but I don't know if there's anything that really works for that. The show stopped from up top. There you go.
The-
That's Trent.
Glow from the snow. That just
It's
sounds
all
like
bad.
yellow
It's
snow.
really, really bad. Yeah, we shouldn't just stick on it for that much longer. But we do have a very interesting situation here. We've got ourselves A-Team versus Sadboys. I think that people are coming in with this expectation that Sadboys are just going to roll over them. Based upon the draft, I'm kind of digging what A-Team are doing. How do you feel about it?
Tasty empanada from Canada.
Oh my God, please.
It's nothing rhymes with anything from my country.
Please. See, this is why you guys are just the hat. This is what happens.
Yeah, this is how it begins. What? All right, tiebreakers. It's been a long day, guys. All right, we're still there. We're feeling good. That is a big old block in the mid lane from Prince. So Capo Creep's going right under the tower, by the way, as he's got a very defensively sided ward here, which is not Scarlet. So got one word for Fedarian under the Radiant. I wouldn't say I hate both lineups like our dear panelists. I kind of like Sadboy's lineup. I like the DK stun at the end. I thought that was pretty good. Sure, it's a bit weird that it's Fear, but oh, his last game on DK was at the KL Major.
Wow. That that was that year before
NA qualifiers.
2018. Wow, that was a long time ago. Again, in the sort of time span that is Fear's life in Dota 2, it's not that long. But you know, so it's a hero that's changed around. Actually, it really hasn't changed that much since that time either. So very comfortable, I'm sure, on that hero. It's hard not to be on DK, which is why it's the anime protagonist.
You know, it's just something everyone can relate to.
Yeah.
You're very amateur and basic, and then you grow to become a powerful dragon.
I love it.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Well, we can take a look at some of these lanes. You can see that like double wave that they basically pushed under DNM is really working out well for Storm. Almost doubling up his CS there. Pretty good stuff. But meanwhile, bottom, some early pressure onto the Fearmen. Sabo backs away, able to get out of there before too much more pressure comes his direction.
I like getting all this pressure early because I see pretty good kill potential coming out after once they got a couple levels on the Maldic.
I like that idea. It could be pretty tough. I mean, obviously, this Bloodseeker off lane is like so annoying to play against with all the spam that you get from the Blood Right, and then like sort of your survivability in lane with Thirst. One thing that's kind of interesting here, though, is that he is going to have maybe a little bit more trouble last hitting because of that Breathe Fire damage reduction. We'll have to see how it goes. As mid again. Storm doing okay. Pulls back a little bit here onto DNM. Wasn't able to get that Remnant hit, which makes it a little bit less damage over that time.
It doesn't feel like Medusa really has that much going for her. Oh, that was nice. Just because, like, losing out on the Mana Seal. Imagine if the Mana Seal was still there for this hero. Oh, man.
Yeah.
It would be nasty in this lane. But, I mean, Storm does have to play pretty close to the waves. That, like, for instance, that was a very good snake. Like, that was a lot of damage on the first there. That was a really good punish.
Right. Yeah, one of the ways that you can still punish, at least to some extent. Even if you're not stealing mana, you're still dealing that damage. Bottle is empty for Storm. Medusa still hanging on to a Tango here. So we'll see if we get any more regen brought out for DNM. But Storm definitely going to try and secure this 4-minute rune when it comes up as up top.
Yeah, someone go
good amount
die.
of pressure. Stun is there, and it might be old Yoda is the one that ends up dying here as first blood drawn by Snaking.
What a hero, you know? He's just saving his mid lane, this guy. He's going to TP mid, he's going to fill Prince's bottle. Prince will be full for the rune. He's going to get the 4-minute rune.
Down bottom, though. More pressure. Fear getting low. Zabo dies, but the chase down continues, trying to bring down this Dragon Knight. A couple more punches. Bloody Sky gets the kill.
All right, very nice. So they did get the kill at the level 3 with the Maldic, but not worth it to trade out your DK. And you know, I said that, and they actually didn't TP the Grim, but now thanks to Clock dying, it kind of works out anyway.
Right. Well,
that's why Yoda didn't have to TP.
I mean, the unfortunate situation here is that DNM actually even just going to deny that regen rune that was over there. Didn't even bother to go and pick it up himself. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, Snaking's just like, really? You know, I got half mana. I could use that.
Nonetheless, no rune there, but Storm gain his bottle refill definitely helps when going against DNM. As chase down goes for the kill, takes down that Wraith King. Big finish there.
He just got walked down by Orb of Corrosion. He got disarmed into walk down and Fade Bolt. Telekinesis, easy.
3-in-1 start. Not bad at all for Sadboys here. As
look
again,
at his items. He's just like straight up, I have an Orb of Corrosion. You know, that does not feel good right now to be versus. And he's got 530 gold now, too.
Right. It is interesting. Like, the CS battle very close amongst all of these cores. Everybody's getting farm, it feels like, with a, you know, a little sprinkling of denies mixed in there.
Oh, PPD. Is he going to get away with this? The Storm didn't rotate. Oh, no. Okay. Never mind. Bloodseeker's back there. We're good.
Yeah, they got him.
Easy cogs.
But yeah. Bounty runes. How many was that for all of them? Was it 3 for Sadboys then?
Theoretically, it will be,
yeah.
assuming they get the top one. But Moo's trying to buy a bottle. And yeah, he is sending one out, so.
Meanwhile, Ixwell can't quite get in range there for the stun.
In lane too, though. They've got the Medusa.
Big attempt here if they can get this. Zabo making the rotation. Zabo getting involved in the kill. Prince giving his buddy a little bit of a tip there. Very well done.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Trent, things are not looking so bad. A-Team are not going down without a fight, although they do get that Maledict hit onto the Bloody Sky, and it's a lot of damage. Earn, I don't know if this is going to be enough. Yeah, he's just dead.
Good, some bad. I mean, it's worth it for pressuring the Medusa. If you know, if that's what's taking your Clockwork's attention, and that's why things are going a little bit rough for you in the bottom lane, I think you'll take that. The only issue will be just ensuring that he doesn't get too much more after that.
Right.
Snaking does just grab the rune, but I mean, Moo's got 1 charge on the bottle, but they're not going to worry about it, I guess.
So, Prince in the meantime has level 7, heading back home, but he does have a potential TP out if he wants to, you know, maybe make a rotation or something. As up top, Rises. It's gone on a little bit again by Moo and Snaking. So much damage out there onto that Wraith King early. But the salve will be passed over, and that's going to keep him more survivable.
Nox will point out before. It's 0-2 on the Pango before. But Moo looking pretty good in this one. His third pro game on the Pango, first time since 2018.
Very nice.
He's been practicing in pubs, I'm sure. He's got, what is that, silver tier? Not bad.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I think that it's like the panel was talking about, though, gonna just be a tough Pango match regardless of how good you are on it.
It started rough, right? I think it was picked immediately after the Grim.
Yeah. So the early movements out here as Rises gets a little bit of free time for himself. A very slight lead for Sadboys. Nothing really to write home about yet, as we're just probably waiting for that next rotation as Zabo maybe going to be the one that does it. Coconuts go out, PPD gets the Maledict, but as soon as this Clockwork moves in, and now having Old Yoda here as well, they've got the Inkswell combo. A lot of damage here as they take down and kill that Witch Doctor, and looking to finish off Fear to boot. They're actually even going to cancel the TPs in, saying he's going to give up Fear for dead.
Mid lane Prince.
Ooh.
He dove under in front of the Medusa for that kill.
That's a little wild.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. I mean, maybe if Moo doesn't TP in, he gets out, so I kind of get why they went for it, but it costs him a lot. It's going to cost him a potential Arcane Rune that Moo scoops up. He didn't get the Fairy Trinket either in that time period. He needs to grab that while he's back in the base.
Interesting. I mean, that one is sort of a weird trade-off that we're getting, where it feels like DNM is having a lot in this mid lane. And it does have a couple stacks to get back to, as well as, again, pressuring bottom. Got the Inkswell there. Stun is out along with the Rupture, and Fear just going to die as soon as he comes back to the tower. This is huge for 18.
That is the best possible kill. The instant double kill like that, I mean, he's just out of the game for the next minute, right? It's just a walk back from base. Rises has no point for the ulti here, but they're not going to be able to get the Pango ult off in time or anything there, so he'll walk it off.
I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about the way that this game is going right now? Like, to me at least, it looks like A-Team is sort of owning a little bit.
Yeah, I think DK just lost his safe lane tower.
Yeah.
DK.
That's crazy. Meanwhile, Bloody Sky gonna rotate up top, tries to get them off of his tower. Moo is here, does have that roll up. Thinking about going on to Bloody Sky. There's no other TP rotations in, so a little bit of an awkward move right here as he has the Maledict on him as well. Tries to get out of there, throws down the blood right, but eventually will fall. But the big hook in, and the Inkswell afterwards, the stun on it too. Rises moving back into position. Moo does have the swashbuckle to get away, but Fear showing up. He's pissed about how these last couple minutes went. His eyes are set there onto Old Yoda as the beat down comes. Old Yoda dead in the ground. They even take out that ward.
Yeah, they know they have a mid who's not going to rotate, right? So once you see the Bloodseeker go down, that's when Fear feels confident, just like pop the ulti and go for it.
Oh no! And look at this! Storm, he got turned to stone! Prince ends up going down. Devastating. Oh, that one really hurts.
Yeah, he actually just got stone cased. There was no control before that.
Yeah, he was zipping onto DNM with a little bit of help from Rises, and then just stuck around too long.
Just got greedy.
Tough stuff.
Yeah, that's two big kills he's handed over. At least it was shared bounty.
Right. Well, we'll have to see how this goes. Obviously, right now, both Storm and Dragon Knight are the two that feels like they've kind of been sacrificed out of this laning stage for Sadboys and A-Team respectively. But, I mean, it's much worse, I think, to be losing your Storm those couple of times than the DK. Inkswell again with the hook shot. Tries to chase down PPD. We'll get him. Yoda there. Puts on the silence. And the punch is down for death. So they will get that kill onto the Witch Doctor and refill back up that urn. Not bad. So, again, these movements in here, and Zabo's sort of inhabiting what feels to kind of be like he's almost sort of taken over a bit of the 3 position of like just staying in a lane that's a little bit dangerous and forcing rotations for him.
Yeah, and instead, Bloody Sky's up top, just trying to get into like a first good item here in the Yule Scepter. Because you can imagine if he has that in combination with the Orchid, it's gonna be a lot of control that they can have to try and like drop people into the Blood Rites. What are your answers to the Orchid even going to be this game? A&M's thinking about going for the S and Y, but like Pango, right? He doesn't really get anything. DK, and you're thinking like BKB, you know?
Right.
So those answers are pretty far away.
Interesting. I didn't see the Falcon Blade there for the DK as well. It's got that one set and chilling. Trying to sort of be relevant here and sort of survivable.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a pretty cool item in this case when you have to play this like safe lane DK because it's a it reminds you of like a Weaver where you're like trying to be just a little bit of a semi carry but also still involved at the same time. Now it's a little bit different because it's not like he's an action mid. He is a anchor carry the game later on for us down the line mid, so it's not a huge deal what his own position in the match is.
Right.
But, you know, he wants to keep his farm levels up still, so it's a pretty good item for that. And he wasn't able to go, like, bottle or whatever out of the mid, so all your itemization just gets a little bit thrown off. Even if your, like, team lineup is still very similar to how you'd play it in the mid lane.
It definitely feels like it's much more about DNM to be the one that's doing that damage. And as you said, just make sure that he can get those items that he needs to get into, like, the blink. So he can be a hero that, like, fights with his team. So see how that one goes here. Prince is getting closer to finishing his Orchid. In the meantime, obviously, that big moment that we would be waiting for from A-Team would be Ryze's finishing off that Radiance, which he is a little about 2,000-ish gold away from completing at this point, as Sanjay has done for Dusa. And everything's just sort of sitting back for a farm fest.
Yeah, his farm's a little bit lower than the Medusa, but you also see the drop-off in the other heroes from the Medusa on the side of Sadboys in comparison. You know, I guess it's not that grand in the larger scheme of things. It's like 1,000 gold altogether, whatever, but
right.
she's a little bit ahead of her other cores.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, they have a ward there, going to be revealed. So looks like Yoda might be able to sit there to tank the gank. As 5 heroes come mid from Sadboys, the Bloodright going to be dropped down. And this is sort of a weird thing, sort of filling that role of what a Tidehunter does or a Veno does for Bloodseeker. But when you have this DK, you can just stand there in front of the tower and say, come deal with me. Jump in.
That's a long zip. That's a long zip.
Insane.
Yeah, that's too long. It's 14 minutes.
Prince is out of his mind. But they're going to get this tower, it looks like, on the side of Sadboys.
Maybe he was just hoping that would scare them off or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, not going to work. Very well positioned there from Sadboys. They're going to go bottom now after Ryze. No blink yet on Fear, though, so no real chance of punishing this unless you happen to walk back up there.
Zabo, level 8.
Zabo?
He's by all of them. He's crazy. Now stolen hook shot. Oh, no. Where's he going? But the rest of the team moving in afterwards. They want to blow up Prince. Or rather, they want to blow up the Rubik. Kills him off before he's able to get that hook shot off. And now Soulbound onto 2. Double stun comes out now as Rises without Relic, but does, or rather without Radiance, but has the Relic. They chase forward for more, kills off PPD. Roll in afterwards, connects onto several. This is all the cores of 18 grouped together behind the tier 2 tower as Bloodright dropped down. Bloody Sky eventually going to fall as Rises tries to retreat and get out of there in Fear. No Blink Dagger at this point, so they should get out with that Wraith King.
Yeah, he's holding the stun too because he didn't want him to just be able to TP out.
Okay, he still has Reincarnation. Can they pop that out from him now? Their heroes rotating in here. Clockwork moves into position. Zabo off to the side. Big jump again from Prince. Not able to connect.
Prince needs a rune to get back into this game. He needs like a haste or something here, but DNM is on it. But he's not. It's top and it's an illusion anyway, so no cares. But, I feel like he needs a little bit more juice here, some more oomph to try and pick up one of these kills, or just some good vision, as they do spot Fear here. This one should be a freebie.
Shot in, catches on to him, and does... Short. I mean, he's going to be in there with it still, although PPD throws out that stun.
Really? You're going to tip that? Is that is that really tippable? Wow, yeah, you killed him, Ryze.
He's showing love for his team. This is the thing. You got to, like, he said he needs a little bit more juice. He needs it from his team. His team's going to hype him up here. That's the juice he's going to get.
You know, actually, you're supposed to tip the Clockwork, so it makes it look like it was, like, blind or something.
Oh, I like that.
Like, it had no ward. Like, oh, man, what a sick hook.
I like that. They do have a lot of wards around this area. And at the 20-minute or 16-minute mark here, if they can get this pre-20, this is huge for A-Team. Again, it's a slight gold lead for Sadboys, but if you can take that outpost.
Yeah, Fear's basically forced coming here now. He is the blink, but the Radiance is on the courier, I think. There it is. I don't think they want to fight this.
You don't think that A-Team do or Sadboys?
Sadboys, I don't know. This seems really risky. Like, Dusa doesn't really have a whole lot going on. I guess Moo has blink. And in combination with Fear, they just need to like blow up one of the heroes. But oh, maybe even better, they found Prince Vid. He tried to kill Peter.
This guy's crazy. Tries to run away, zips out to the side. Another couple punches is not quite gonna be enough. So Prince able to get out, just pushing it to his absolute limits on this
Those
storm.
rotations though, that might be punished. If they can get the bottom tower because of that was a huge play. Forced to glyph.
And is gonna
You
get
know
that
those
one out.
skellies, they're coming back.
That's right. Look at the rest of the team of Sadboys making this move over. I think that they know this is coming. A-Team, they need to get set up in a good position here. Rises might be the first one that's found. Old Yoda off to the side. They're able to get him. Silence afterwards, and the big old Stone Gaze comes down as the roll back and forth weren't able to get that leash on the Pango. Zabo on the other side is going to have to push back the Witch Doctor and try and escape from this one. This is a good chunk of damage. TP's out in the creep wave and ends up dying for his trouble. So Sadboys able to punish, and A-Team not able to take that tier 2 tower before 20 minutes.
No, Storm was just walking back to base, right? After that attempt in the mid lane, it was good because it drew that pressure, but the fact they still had the glyph saves the tower. They instantly smoked their way down there. They know the importance of the 20-minute tower. And now they're making their way up top here. DK Form, it's got some decent time left. They can get some damage on this tower, not a whole lot, but they can at least get good positioning up on this high ground.
Prince, in the meantime, is sitting nearby, does have that haste rune bottled up and ready to go if they decide to push with Sadboys. And it looks like, given that, they're not going to.
I think we'll just be even on the shrines. I mean, there's a ping down bottom from Rise, like he wants to go or something, but I don't think you're going to make it before 20, dude. This is, I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean,
They
they
still
have
just wants this
TPs.
tower by the looks of it. They're scanning. They really want to know if it's safe there.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many TPs by Sadboys to get them into this area. I don't think that they can get it freely, but we'll see. You know, he's got another round of skeletons to summon here. And well, how long is this? 20 seconds away? Yeah, it's too close.
If they fully committed, maybe.
Yeah. Roll.
Oh, but look at this commitment.
Oh,
he's got his
no.
ulti.
And just do the side swipe, but everybody makes the move down bottom and rises. Although, wait, the rest of the team coming into position. Zabo with the big jump in again. Look at that stun. It connects on all of them. Do they have any extra follow-up, though? Zabo being brought down low, will eventually die. The pullback onto 2, but the silence is there. Storm in some trouble. Prince has to jump up to the high ground to get away. They've lost 2 already. TP out from Storm won't be good enough. Old Yoda also gonna die. It looked like a good initiation, but holy moly, A-Team got spanked.
Yeah, I don't know. We have the power of the omniscience, all the vision that one could ever ask for, and I don't know. It looks like a pretty bad play from our perspective, but from theirs, it's like, you know, they weren't really sure where they were. They had vision behind the tower, no one's there. Then Moose chilling on the hill, and then they obviously just get the full combo into it. He essentially made it so that he couldn't react to the TPs the way he was hoping he could for Rises, because he just gets like chain stunned up by this Pango. So even though the team was coming, they thought the fight was going to be like up here in the jungle. And instead, the fight was underneath the tier 2 tower.
True. Well, and I guess the other thing too is it felt like they kind of went on 2 different people at once. Like Zabo got the big initiation, which by the way,
he's lining it up.
but then I think that there wasn't that follow-up quickly enough from like Storm and Bloodseeker, because they weren't able to burst anybody before the fight started. Basically, it was a tough one. Tough one.
Well, the lead is still, it's not insane at this point. It's only 3K. And the Roche is still up. They don't secure it, but it's smoked out from Sadboys. Their smokes have been very good this game.
Yeah, another good connection here. Although Yule Scepter keeps him alive for the moment as Moo rolls in. Bloody Sky going to drop, and In the meantime, Rises, he does have his ulti back up in 10 seconds if they can wait that long. Stun comes out though, hook shot afterwards, trying to buy time. 5 seconds away, it won't come. And they take down 3. Triple kill for PPD of all heroes, as he manages to find the finish. All right, he's happy about himself. He's feeling
And he
himself.
actually had the most damage in that team fight too. He deserves the praise.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Damn. Yeah, Peter's feeling himself right now, on the verge of not being relegated. Which again, you take your W's where you can.
And ending the evening for us as well.
That's right. Big
He's
Roche.
looking for some quality stream time, you know.
True enough. Well, where are we at with A-Team, Trent? Like, what's the game plan for these folks moving forward now? What do they got to do?
Well, finding a good team fight would be nice. Oh, that means we need to look at some timings. What are our timings right now? Well, Prince, love to get a BKB. Unfortunately, everything's being fought into an Aegis. So now combat is not exactly your specialty at this point, unless it's like pick-off oriented. So try and farm waves. Maybe try and cut some waves as Prince, but most importantly, get his BKB up. This is a really good BKB game for him if he can get it.
Right.
But one of the problems is that even if he goes BKB, like his damage is going to be pretty low. And you look at these heroes, Medusa, Dragon Knight, and then perhaps if like the Pango gets off a shield crash or something, Storm likes to just like 100 to 0 people and then break down the fight from there. But he's a pretty big damage source for them this game too. It's not like he has a lot of like follow-up damage from his other roles, you know? The Bloodseeker is also kind of control-oriented, and then there's this like long-form consistent damage from the Wraith King, but the burst damage isn't necessarily there yet until he gets those like big right-click items later in the game.
Right.
The fights have to be kind of flawless for them.
Buying
Also,
time.
they're building 2 Spirit Vessels, which is just not great.
Uh-oh. That's not what you want to hear. Well, we'll see how that one goes. Bloody Sky. Oh, he's getting caught here. The Yule Scepter. Dangerous, dangerous as the jump comes from Fear, and they will lose that Bloodseeker. A-Team was under that ward for a long time before they got the D ward and then get punished by it. So I guess the other thing that we could see, I guess it sort of speaks to the same thing you're talking about, is holding out, get those items in the Wraith King. Also maybe getting that late game item for old Yoda if he could get into an Aghanims. That could be a huge change, but I just don't know if it's going to come quick enough.
Yeah, that is true. That was the saving grace from the last time, right?
Yeah. Against a Wraith King. But this time a little different.
Pretty nice versus Deucin, though. She's all agi.
Yeah. I could dig it.
Very tanky, though. That is for sure. Looking like a good game for DNM. Started off slightly rough, right? Get ganked from the mid lane. Clock gets a nice help there. Storm was kind of doing all right in trading, and then she just got a couple kills onto the Storm. And game felt good.
I see DNM moving over. Had Blood Rage on her, actually, as well. Stolen by the Rubik, so a bonus 90 attack speed. Not bad. It's actually a really good one to save. I think I saw this right, where it was like doing damage to her, but not to the mana. It was just going straight to her health, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds like it makes sense.
Yeah. Kind of interesting. So 23.
And does connect up here onto the Bloody Sky. The Moo's just setting out. He knows someone's coming for this wave.
No. And immediately rolls on him. Got him caught yet again.
Though.
Bloodseeker has the Yules himself, but getting pushed around here and with Snaking in the area, it looks like
nice.
No, dude, Moo. Devastating. Fear tries to get on the action, able to steal that last hit. Well done, Fear.
Sure, it adds a little bit of swag. It's actually so funny during Yules. You actually just park it, just wait.
That's good. That's really good.
Oh, so second Spirit Vessel is now done. Now they just got to get some kills so they can put some charges on these bad boys.
We'll see if they can make it happen. Clockwork, the only one with one charge now. And I don't know. This one feels like it's going to be tough. Obviously, have to wait out the Aegis another minute before it's going to be reclaimed. I am somewhat impressed with the ability for A-Team to get some farm while this is all going down, not just completely get zoned out of the map, but it's certainly not going great for them.
It helps that they have like a Wraith King, you know,
Yeah.
someone who farms very fast and can help push out the waves of the skeletons too. So that's certainly a big plus for them. But he's also a little bit slow, so he's happy he keep it out of there kind of just in time. But has the vision, plays down there too. So good play from the team to help secure some that's pushing for him. And we have a BKB. So that's the plan. Win the fight after the Aegis. Perhaps smoke into the Aegis expiring, especially if they're going to be pushing your tier 2 towers. If you even go clock in behind, it happens in 10 seconds. Could have been something they looked for, but what other item are we waiting for? I guess they just don't think fighting out there is a good idea for them, which might be true.
They've been putting so much emphasis right now on getting old Yoda the Sags. If you look at it, it's actually like they gave him a couple of waves and he's halfway there. So it feels like the type of thing he's actually going to get this game if they can hold out through, I mean, obviously this Aegis, which is going to be reclaimed, but then afterwards the next one, or was already reclaimed.
Yeah, that is a lot of space.
Radiant's top tower is under
Yeah. And the glyph used. Skeleton should be able to finish this one off as tier 2. Those creeps were dead as well, and A-Team's still getting a good amount of farm in this. Oh,
And these
no.
towers are, oh man. Okay, this hero. What
Yeah.
is that? How?
I don't know. It seems silly.
Why is that okay?
It seems silly. They have a ward down. That's going to be revealed now by A-Team.
Dude, he's definitely losing that talent. I'm calling it now.
You think so?
middle tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
Under the cast range talent is out of here.
I wouldn't hate it. Not going to lie. Ooh, Cloak of the Flames for Wraith King. Not bad at all. And queuing up that AC next for him. We'll see if he sticks with that or wants to go towards like a Batcher or something. But the big problem here is this Medusa, who now is going to have Scotty completed as they head back up towards the north, find themselves good old Mr. Rises. And Moo? Oh, okay. Stun comes out from Fear. I think that he's in a lot of trouble here on Rises. The rest of the team can't get there in time. Maybe he has an opportunity when he comes back up to go for an ETP, but nah, Witch Doctor's nearby as well. They got him under fire, and Rises is dead.
Yeah. I mean, considering how much he's been on the map, you know, you said it before, kind of impressive how well it's gone so far. You know, they're not exactly like big slouches in terms of their mobility over the map right now, so it was almost feeling like a matter of time. Hopefully, you know, they're back in position by the time the Roach spawns, and that should be doable, unless it's like an instant spawn. Even if it is, at least still be alive by then. But that's going to be the main goal, right? And they're already flaring right now. And, oh, I guess 5-5 so far, so we're going to break the tie here
Interesting.
in the DPC.
One way or the other. We'll see what ends up happening. Is there anything else that you feel like really item-wise or sort of just level-wise that might change the dynamic of this game? Because right now it just feels like Sadboys can bully whenever they want.
Well, the halberd is coming out from the bloody sky. That could be something at least, right? To try and let them like move in these team fights, to try and pick off those around the Medusa, like halberd her and try and work on the others. But man, it really is just like, yeah, the Aegis fight, the Agnim's on the Grimstroke, and that's kind of all you can look towards. Keeping buyback on some of your cheaper heroes, like the Clock and the Grim especially, would be nice. And I love this Vlad's from Moo. You know, dead item, but particularly good this game because of the base damage or the percent bonus damage on the Medusa, and you know, just more armor. Everything else is just really good, but I think when you have these attribute carries, it's still kind of worth it.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, everything for the deuces, what it kind of feels like here at least.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
And you know, it does stuff while you're rolled up. It's like a brewmaster idea, you know.
yeah, I like that.
You're working, you're still doing other stuff. You don't have to press a button for it. The best kind of items.
So again, waiting for this next Aegis, and it is 40 seconds away.
Oh,
they
here
got
we
the
go.
Aghanims.
They're smoking at her. They got it. Let's go. Give
They
me
got the
give me
eggs.
Pincer. All right. So what's the dream? What are the two he wants the Soulbind?
Pango Dusa, I guess.
Oh yeah. That'd actually be pretty good.
Oh, Moo. Oh, the hook shot was off the mark. They jump up, lift up by Rubik afterwards. Prince, they're ruptured still for the moment. Fear ready to jump in. Old Yoda staying in the back lines, waiting for the moment. Jumps forward,
there it
gets
is.
it. They got him. Now got to back away. Oh my goodness. Medusa does
running them
so
away.
much damage. It does not matter. Rise is coming back to life. The real Medusa is still doing too much damage as they pull her back in, trying to blow up PPD. It's actually not that bad. Oh my god, Sadboys just too big. There's just way too much net worth on these heroes. They get torn apart. And the Medusa illusion just not doing the work that they needed it to. Fear chasing forward for Zabo. He also is going to die. The only one left alive is the Bloody Sky. Tough stuff.
Probably good. A single Aghanim's can't turn a 10k lead.
Yeah.
You know, so good for the balance. Not so good for the A team. And DNM playing very aggressive there before that engagement because of that blink dagger that he's gotten. You know what he's after.
Right.
Old Swift Blink. What an item.
They can get it in time, which, I mean...
Oh, Bloody Sky.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. Oh, he...
Ooh, blink forward.
Able
They got
first.
him.
Oh,
Hey.
and he is Rupture.
Okay. TPD's over here as well, though. If they get vision. They get vision. Oh, can't get it.
Nice.
So 30-14, A team again. They've been one of the most dynamic teams to watch in the upper bracket of the NADPC, but now on the verge of elimination. And Sadboys, this team that felt like they shouldn't have even been in here, besides some sort of bad rolls towards the end of the season, and looking like they're going to be able to claim their place unless something changes.
A team have certainly improved a lot. They did not play like A team this game in some ways. Like the non-stop aggression.
Right.
Like literally just gonna run at you the second we can every single time.
Oh, got the vision, got the hook shot, ready to jump in at a moment's notice. Zabo hooks in, able to find one. It's on the Witch Doctor, BKB out from Prince. Blink forward though from DNM, able to catch onto both of them. They try and blow them up. They have the Dark Portrait out. Gonna try and find that backline, but I don't know if it's enough damage necessarily. Moo trying to roll through, DNM on the other side just laying into Rises as he is getting walloped. He's gonna come back again in a moment, but does he have the teammates, the friends? Look at this Dark Portrait. It actually killed off a couple more of them. Starting to beat into Fear a little bit as well. The stun is out. Zabo controlling, trying to kill off this big bad DK, but won't happen unless Prince, he jumps in and finds it. Rise is trying to run away from this Dusa. Stun goes out as they back away. Does have that blink dagger for the chase down.
Need the TP.
Bloody Sky, Yule Scepter lift up. And Rises.
Living. Oh, there's the Swift Blink though.
Always thinking about it. Rises,
Speed.
no! He didn't know. Hook shot in, but now he's in trouble as well. Bloody Sky tries to drop down the blood right, but it's not going to happen. Zabo also goes down. DNM, too big, too bad. In this game that is deciding their fate.
I just want to see DNM blink with the ulti active and see how fast he goes.
That's a good point.
It's going to be insane.
Yeah, I think he
but
wants
alas,
to.
they're not able to take them down. I mean, the fight ends up being kind of even in the end. I mean, the big winner was really DNM. He gained about 1,800 gold from that fight. Remember, this guy just finished a Swift Blink. He just bought out an Eagle Song and has 2,600 gold again.
Yeah, that's wild. 15,000 gold lead with 35-minute mark coming up. They have the Aegis. And at this point, like, trying to take down Dusa twice, just, it feels so difficult.
Yeah, he's pumping the mana shield on the high ground, you know, he's feeling it.
They do have that Dark Portrait again, which, you know, it's nice, but I don't know if it's going to end up mattering. It's just so hard to play against this. Like, it's just tickling her. Blood right down. They kill off the double catapults. But DNM will not be deterred. Standing tall, hitting this tier 3 tower. Backdoor, not kicking back in. And that is a tier 3 tower dead. And with another creep wave coming in, DNM gonna stick around to ensure they get this.
It's gonna be somewhat tempting.
Zip the backline. Fear tried to get it. Didn't end up going. PPD afterwards. All in on the Witch Doctor. Getting him killed. Dark Portrait out afterwards. Trying to beat into him. Cog's not gonna be enough for the pushback. DNM low on mana, but still has that Aegis. Cogs will push DNM back yet again. The silence is there, but again, Sadboys, so hard to deal with.
His ulti is running out here. They're going to put the cheese onto DNM to keep this push going, though. They don't want to wait for anything here. They want right back in it.
Big zip. Kills some creeps. Rises, moves in, throws the stun, Dark Portrait, finds the backlines. It is annoying for these supports. It's really not that great to deal with, particularly having the butterfly. But you can see they eventually chase it down. Wow, 86% win rates.
No Medusa has bought a Swift Link and lost. That's not that surprising, I guess.
Yeah. You get to a certain point, and it's either like, okay, Rapier to try and win if we're behind, or Swift Blink, and then we just bully. Well, Trent, this is feeling scary. It's feeling real scary for A-Team.
All right, but who has a better chance of coming back, A-Team or last game for Black and Yellow?
I don't want to answer
37
that.
minutes.
I don't want to answer that.
I'm gonna go with A-Team.
Yeah, probably.
They got something here. Actually, you know what? Actually, I think Black and Yellow probably the better chance. With the, I don't know. We have to get a little bit later here, and maybe they can pull something out. It's just, they're at a point where this Bloodseeker, this Clockwork, this Grimstroke, they all feel like one hero. They're just kind of this blob that are trying to do something and then make space for the two other heroes of the Wraith King and the Storm. Like all their abilities and potential in these team fights would be like one kind of broken, newly released hero.
Right. Yeah, it's weird. I kind of get what you're saying there. And I think that none of those heroes, even like the sort of semi-made up ones that you're talking about, really deal with Dusa. There just isn't an answer yet until you get that like heavy hitting right click stuff coming from Rises maybe. I don't know if it's gonna happen at this point. He does have that AC done. Oh, maybe a Rapier? Is that the play here?
Oh yeah, I think probably. I don't even know. Maybe you want like an Abyssal or something, honestly. A chance to actually use the damage, even if you buy it.
Tough to know. DNM.
Either way, it's gonna take more than one item, I'm sure, even if it was a Rapier. So now we get smoke on smoke action. The only person in the game not smoked. DNM. Stands tall. Oh, now Rises too.
Walks forward, looking for that backlines again. They blow up the Dark Portrait in a moment here, I think. Yeah, no, never mind. Jump on the backlines though. Storm gets PPD caught yet again, snaking off to the side, throws out the stun, gonna connect. But you can see DNM still not phased by any of this action. So they kill off two. Do they have anything else afterwards? Zabo trying to run down Fear, but snaking is over in there as well. Silence coming out, going to connect, but the Yule Scepter lift up. And DNM dodges that damage and still hanging on to that Aegis. Another Dark Portrait starting to bring down Fear a little bit. Big zip from downtown for Prince, but the lift is there afterwards. The right clicks coming through, kills the Storm. No buyback, dead for 90. As the Swift Blink moves forward yet again, Rise is going to get hit by his own stun, thrown out by the Rubik. Yule Scepter lift up as the Spirit Vessel on DNM as well, but, I mean, again, it's just tickling.
And Fear, well, no Fear for him as he just runs in 800 HP, doesn't care, gets another ulti off the Wraith King. Yeah, does make it out of the trees, despite the shard there from Fear.
Throws down that fireball. The buyback. Oh, wait, that's Aegis expiring. Do they have what it takes? BKB's coming out in a second on this Medusa. There's no way. Surely. They have the Dark Portrait out afterwards.
Got their own Medusa?
Just trying to do whatever damage they can onto Fear, onto the rest of these heroes. Might actually kill him off. Doesn't get the lucky bounce with that flicker, unfortunately. And now controlled. Maybe it's in trouble. DNM pops the BKB. It's a little bit late, though. A-Team, take her down. 900 gold to Prince.
Woo!
They did it!
Yeah. Here we go. The crowd goes wild in the land environment of which these qualifiers deserve. That was 11,000 damage from a Medusa. Yeah. So what? Storm buyback? They eventually get her? So it is a gold win. Game's still very hard, obviously, but they got her in the end. She's a lot of gold, though. And just thinking about an MKB on Medusa.
She's laughing. DNM's not.
Yeah, you're not too stressed, I don't think.
I can get rid of his boots now, too, since he's got that Swift Blink. I wouldn't mind that at all for the Dusa. No DK for a minute, so Rises is going to get this tier 2 as they're, I guess, trying to force out some type of a buyback here, maybe.
All right, Prince got a regen rune. All right, this has to be the greatest Storm performance of all time. No pressure, but if you flawlessly execute this regen rune.
Zip, zip. Just gonna hit the tower.
To make sure for a second there.
So they force out the glyph now. That is gonna kill off the no, they're even glyphing the catapult right now. A-team don't want to leave. They want to force out one of these buybacks. Oh, tier 3 tower goes down. Rise is still taking a lot of damage here. Getting low. Ulti's gonna pop off in a moment. Back up.
Blinks.
Dude.
Everyone's just out of there.
Regen room pop by Storm.
Voodoo switcheroo and some Blake daggers. Yeah, they see Prince coming and they all just dip. I love this Lotus as well from Snaking. Very good game for it.
They're getting those next tier of items as well. Minotaur Horn picked up. A couple other things on the line. And it looks like Wraith King is queuing up the BKB. So it's interesting. It's like they're deciding that they want to try and play it sort of more straight up. They don't feel like they have to all in at this point on A-Team, I guess.
I think it's just like he can't hit.
Right.
He buys Rapier. You know, he needs baby steps.
Okay, I'm with you.
Zabo with this sweet split push action, though.
That's what you like.
I think he should go and hit that tower. You know? Just to assert dominance.
I like it. Why not?
He's got a ward on the camp. He can hookshot out.
I could be down for that. Sadboys showing a little bit more deference for the moment, obviously with no Aegis. Roche, real quick respawn time, 15 seconds.
Ah, it's so good for them. I mean, Rises is here with skeletons, and Prince tries to zip in the mid lane there.
Somebody needs to come and deal with this, yeah. They're going to lose the tier 3 tower.
Aghanims on Storm is actually a big one. He's trying to do the math. He's selling stuff. He's trying, but he can't quite get there. Oh, man. If only that Roche was a bit later.
I don't know if Sadboys... I mean, they're not checking, though, because it was such a short respawn that they're not going into the pit. Smoke up comes now from A-Team. If you win this fight, you probably get Roche for either squad. In Fear, he's TPing out. Everybody's TPing out. DNM's alone. They got him. Oh, wait. No. They're coming back in a moment, though. Dark Portrait already used Prince. BKB out. Leashed up. Over to the side, though. Rises. He's going to get controlled. They didn't finish those other TPs. Moo stuck around, and that keeps the rest of the team alive.
Roche.
This is wild. As they move back in, disarmed, but chased. Stun goes out. Going to connect onto Rises. He's trying to walk away. No ulti available. It was looking like it was good for a moment, but it was all a bait. And Sadboys will find themselves yet another kill here.
And fireballed. He's dead.
Oh my goodness. And now Bloody Sky, he too is going to fall as the Maledictics burn him down. Unbelievable.
Well, there's the Aghanims, but I mean, Roche did his best. Yeah, he bashed that the Witch Doctor, stopped the ulti. To be fair, Rise was already dead, but you know, doing what he can to try and assist the team. I mean, even with the Aghanims on the Storm, it's like that Roche fight, everything would have to be so perfect. Someone's keyboard is going to get unplugged from their BKB button. You're kind of at that point here. As this will also be the refresher shard here. Probably for Fear, I guess. Oh, let's go.
Wow. They're ready.
Goal Rapier.
They're ready.
All right, now we got a way they can win.
Okay, what's the way?
They have a Rapier.
Okay, so yeah, just die on Dusa. Gotcha.
I'm not saying it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But, hey, at least there's one in play now.
It's true. Very, very true. Yeah, man, the fact that Rises couldn't get his BKB before that fight, that's so frustrating, I'm sure. They do have the Ags on Storm now. He's actually going to have the Aghanim Shard done as well. So anything just to get that extra bit of damage for his team. The Electric Rave. Problem, of course, is this continuing issue of fighting in the area. Ooh, Silence gets the TP back. The base. In the meantime, Wraith King hitting away at these racks. They're going to come close to taking the full set down bottom. But Sadboys not going to be deterred. Just back away. And there's still one more tier 3 tower remaining on the map for A-Team right now.
Yeah, you do have to play it at least a little bit cautious when you have this Rapier, especially for DNM. I mean, the guy is just slogging away. He's actually a slug at this point. I get a haster. No, that's convenient.
That's nice.
Not 300. Don't look now. Observe, make me look like a fool. It was like 300 movement speed before this.
Anything else really changing? I don't know. This is tough. Again, that Grimstroke Dark Portrait is going to become less and less significant now that Medusa has the Rapier for this True Strike. She's just going to melt that illusion apart.
Even with Swift, like she's like 400 move speed. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. But who needs a movement speed when we got an Aegis and Rapier, honestly?
Yes, thank you for keeping track. I noticed.
Well done. So 28,000 gold lead. Again, that could very easily be an 18k gold swing, depending upon what happens with this Rapier. But
There you go.
Predicated
That's
upon,
the way to frame it. That's some glass half full stuff right there.
You gotta win the fight if you're A-team.
Guys, at least the Rapier's purchased.
Yeah.
That's basically where you're at right now.
True. Walks forward, lift up again, burns on down that Bloodseeker. And starting to chunk away at this tower. They have the fireball down, jumps in again. Snake's gonna connect. Medusa disarmed, level 29 also. As he catches on to both of them. Have they popped that Dark Portrait yet? Couldn't quite see it. Not seeing an illusion as of yet. He popped it onto the Lincolns, and so they don't have one. The NM jumps yet again, pulls back there onto 2. Roland coming for Moo, rises, wants to beat away at one of these heroes. Hook shot in afterwards, called pushback onto DNM, low on mana. This could be a first life possibly if they're lucky enough, but this damage just melting away that Clockwork. Does have the buyback.
Only Clockwork. This could be something.
Chance, the pullback yet again onto 2. Electric Rave trying to bring down DNM, but the regen coming back to life. Oh no, it's not quite looking like it's gonna be enough. Still stunned for a very long time as the Storm Spirit, but DNM down to just 800 HP, sticking around for these megas. Stun goes out, Lincoln Sphere stops it.
I'm not worried.
They're coming in again for round 2 of this one, as they still have not managed to reclaim that Aegis. The stun goes out there, but the jump again coming from Fear pounces onto both of them, tries to bring them down, and where is that damage? Dark Portrait back up again into 7. Look at the healing coming in on this Dusa as they blow up Rises, and Mega Creeps are claimed by Sadboys. Wraith King dead for 2 minutes. I think that this one is just about going to do it, barring an absolute miracle here, as they blow up PPD, but A-Team struggling to find these answers. Eyes on the prize. DNM walks back over to the side, punches on down that poor old Storm Spirit. And Trent, I think this is just about going to do it. GG. Cold. Sadboys are staying in, and A-Team, they're dropping down.
That's really tough because they really improved, I think, through the season.
Yeah.
You know, it's rough for that to happen, but of course the someone's got to go in the upper division. So unfortunate that it was such an entertaining team. I hope that they can really take everything they've learned in the uppers and translate that into very good performances in the lower division. Because across a lot of the regions, there's definitely teams in lower divisions that I think would have performed stronger in the uppers. You know, just after the qualifiers are done and the way things were sorted out, that some teams essentially got like placed in junior varsity when maybe they could have tried to match versus the varsity squads, you know?
Right.
So it'll be curious to see if A-Team can really take this and I guess guarantee themselves a path into the season after in terms of the up division once more.
Well, and I think it's worth remembering again that BTS and the NIDPC, one of the few leagues where you actually had those opens directly into the upper. And I think that, like you mentioned, there's always like rooms to improve it going forward. I think a lot of people were looking at, hey, maybe the teams that are relegated down from the upper division should play in a playoffs against the 2 that are moving up and see who gets to stay there. But at least for now, this is the system that we've got. And I think that A-Team are going to do well next year in Division 2, definitely.
And also just happy to see Sadboys stay.
Yeah.
I think for me, I thought Moo played a fantastic game on the Pango. I think a lot of his moves really stood out. I think his itemization was absolutely perfect. The Lincolns, as you said at the end, was great. The Vlads, you could see the impact there. Everything for his Dusa. And just really utilizing that ultimate well. You would not tell this guy's only played 2 pro matches on Pango. That is for sure.
Yeah, he had a really good one for sure. Sadboys, excited to see them again, definitely in the upper division next season, as well as Black and Yellow. But for now, we're going to head on back to the panel, get a little breakdown of all the fun action that happened, then close out again because NADPC, it's all wrapped up. It's time for the majors. So let's get ready to head on back there, see what they got to say.
Welcome back, North America Dota fans. That is it, the bookend for our NA DPC. No double tiebreaker is going to be happening on this bloody Sunday, but instead it's going to be Sadboys who close out the win here at the end, taking down A-Team and forcing them to be relegated into the lower division for Season 2. So a lot to unpack as we close out our season here. But first, let's reflect on this match. I'm back with Suns fan and Jenkins, of course. Gentlemen, Sadboys get it done. 2 wins straight here. A-Team put in the fight. It's not as relentless and bar brawly as we've come to know the A-Team for. It's a team that looks like they've definitely have evolved a bit, but it's just still wasn't enough to get the W today.
It actually felt like that one match where they made that huge comeback that we actually referred to.
Disagree.
With the dark portrait, but they just never got to that next point because, well, a lot of different factors. But at Clockwork, I thought Sabo played well, but you can't have the same impact as an Earthshake. Like, you can't just win a fight with one ult. Usually, it's a lot more difficult. You got to kind of go in and out and bide your time, as opposed to Earthshake, who just blows everything up right at once.
Agree.
But Sadboys, they played well. They played better. They deserve to be in upper division. I hope they stay together, and I hope they improve because they have a lot of potential to actually give those top teams a run for their money. And again, we don't know the inner dynamics of the team. I don't know what has held them back this season. But at the same time, sad to see A-Team get relegated because you brought it up. We've been rooting for them because they've shown a lot of improvement. They have a very unique play style, although that didn't really come into play, like you said, in this particular game. Maybe had to do with the best of one nerves. Who knows? But looking forward to, we're going to be covering them for lower division next season, and I think they're going to probably come out of that if I had to guess, because if they stay together.
Agree. I think that in this second game, I think A-Team definitely showed up. The first game against Black and Yellow was some greedy, crazy draft that they just, like, the game was incredibly hard for them from the get-go, I think. And if they had played like they played in this game against Black and Yellow, maybe this would be different. But the thing is, like, what I'm really happy about at the very least is that, like, even as an A-Team fan, we've all talked about, like, how much fun it is to watch these guys. Like, Black and Yellow and Sadboys showed up when it mattered too. So, like, Black and Yellow, 4 series ago, they started playing to their potential, to what we expected. And then Sadboys today, literally just today, looked like they looked at the start of the season when they took a game off of EG. So, it's the season set us up for disappointment, but I think this is largely what was expected all along with the players.
Yeah, certainly. And if production can, I would love to look over one last peek at the standings on where things ended up finalizing at the end of the league. And I couldn't agree more, Jenkins. I mean, if you had not paid attention at all to any of the NADPC and you looked at the results, you'd probably be like, oh, well, things kind of just went as expected, right? EG are the best. They're going to be at the top. Quitzy Crew were the Titans when EG were not around. And Undying has a lot of, big names who could probably go far. But if you were as invested in the league as we have been, you would know a different story for a lot of these teams. Like you were saying, Jenkins, when they showed up, when they didn't show up, and how our hearts were just kind of thrown all over the place to see how potentially there could have been so many crazy changes. But, you look at it on paper, yeah, A-Team and 5-Man Midas, they were expected to be those 2 lower teams. They end up being lowered out. But in another world where head-to-head matchups would have mattered, A-Team would still be going to the upper division, and it would have been a different story. It's just crazy how things pan out like that.
Yeah, it kind of looks like, honestly, this bracket looks like exactly like everybody expected at the start. I think, like, the Undying team, like, maybe there's a little bit of argument there with, like, people saying, like, Undying versus Zoomers, but I think after, like, the first week and hearing from the players, like, how good Undying is, this is exactly how we would picture the standings to go in this order. Maybe with 5-Man Midas above A-Team. Maybe that's, like, the only real change there.
Yeah, and I think that's a bit of a shame, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that are from other regions that didn't get a chance to watch NA, and they're going to look at the standing and say, oh, that's pretty but at the same time, if you actually watched it as we did, at least I hope Jenkins did in this case, it went still, even though it's the same result, it went a lot differently than we thought it would, right? There was a lot of trials and tribulation for some of these teams. I mean, the Quincy Crew storyline, being undefeated and then losing that last match, made things so much more interesting. But there's a lot of hope for NA Dota. I'm intrigued at the very least from a lot of these teams, what they're going to be able to put forward.
Boys,
Yeah,
we're getting that third slot, boys. I can tell you. I can tell you. The voice, Gaben is speaking to me. And he's 90% of the time right. I was wrong today, or Gaben was wrong, with the lower bracket tiebreakers at least, going on and on. But that's the 10%. That's the 10%, right? This 90% success rate. We are going to get a third slot next season, boys.
I mean, what would that mean, right? And what are our predictions now for how NA could succeed here at the major? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, EG going straight to the playoffs. They're slotted to go against Southeast Asia's top team. An intriguing stylistic matchup there. A lot of people do already say NA and Southeast Asia have similar traits already. And then, of course, Quincy going to be thrown into the masses of the group stage. Is there a world where you could see both these teams finishing top 8?
Yeah.
Yes.
EG has to win one series to get top 8, so absolutely, if they do in the upper division. And then Quincy Crew has a little bit of a harder road, obviously, but you know what? I think a lot of people are sleeping on NA Dota, especially from other regions, and that might work to their advantage as well. Obviously, people are going to prep for EG, but Quincy Crew might be, again, for all the people that didn't get to watch NA Dota, they're going to be a little bit surprised by the power that is Quincy Crew.
Imagine being a Southeast Asian Dota player, and then Abed leaves the region to go to another one. You're like, thank God I don't have to mid against that guy. And then you're just like slated to play against him like immediately in the major.
And Ice in the off lane too.
And Ice
Can't forget that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
God
that's true.
Damn it.
I mean, it bodes well for EG, not going to lie. They have some of the best Southeast Asia power already on their team, a style that is just slated to match up well against them. And then, like you said, Suns fan, you sleep on NA Dota, you sleep on the strong fundamentals of the laning phase. I think that's the biggest thing I learned as a strength, is that NA's laning has been pretty damn good and something they care about a lot. And, while these other regions put together some great team fight and execution, I think, we'll see if NA can shut them down before they get to that point or not. But any final thoughts on predictions for the major? It's still 5 weeks away. These teams have lots of time to prepare.
I mean, anything can happen, but I expect NA Dota to do well at the major, to say the least. I'd be surprised if they end up just getting shut out, essentially.
I just got to say, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with my life. It's been, it's been busy with all of this Dota that we get to watch. And, it's like being around family, hanging out with you guys, a family that I hate, but, you still kind of like them here and there. Like you deal with them because they're family. And we just have China left, right, for DPC. So, 2 weeks more of that, and then we are just waiting.
Well, I got some good news. If you are a North American Dota fan and even South American Dota fan, and you want to have that itch filled with more Dota action, Beyond the Summit Pro Series 5, I believe, was just announced. Go check out the Beyond the Summit Twitter, and you can actually see some of the best in NA. I'm talking about, your Sadboys, your The Cuts, going against your Infamouses. We finally get to see a little cross-pollination there with North America and South America Dota. So if you still want to see these teams grind out and prepare for Season 2, hit up the Beyond the Summit Pro Series 5.
Can I get a mulligan on my goodbye? Can I redo that by any chance?
I was going to start it right now. It's been 6 weeks.
Okay.
We've had 3 days a week to come together and bicker and enjoy Dota the whole way through.
Yeah.
So with that, gentlemen.
One day Jenkins just didn't show up. Everybody remember that one? That was a good one.
That was a good one. We were good for that little bit.
Enjoyed that.
Yeah, hoping he didn't come back, but he did.
This was a lot of fun to have something that's on a schedule for once, because my life is just so all over the place, as being an esports personality is like, as Jenkins and Dakota
that's
know
not
very
why.
well.
That's not why.
Thank you to BTS for the invite, as always, to the producers, the casters, the panel. Thanks to the viewers for all the kind words and hate. It fuels us every single day of our lives. We post it, the Post-it notes on our wall. But I know Jenkins, I can only imagine what his bedroom looks like. Typically, I'm a very self-deprecating person, as you guys know, but I will toot our collective horn on one thing, okay? I think, and I've said this on my podcast, I can't remember if I said it on here, but if so, just forget it, because I'm an old man with dementia at this point. our interviews, I really have enjoyed our interviews. I think, not to put down other regions, because let's be honest, they're going to do their own thing.
They don't watch
I think
NA
our interviews
anyways.
are
They
exactly.
don't watch.
I think our interviews are legit next level. It's one part of the aspect of like my career that I haven't really gotten to pursue as much, but I thought we did a really good job. Like, very interesting questions. We obviously made it more fun. I know some people aren't a fan of that, but whatever.
Yeah, like would you
And
eat
then
Bulba's hat?
lastly-
Great question.
Yes, the Bulba interview was easily my favorite, and people hated it. So who knows at this point? And then last but not least, we gotten a lot of comments about Jenkins and I hating each other. I don't understand why that's even in question. Obviously, we hate each other. What is there to like? I don't know why BTS keeps putting us together. It first started at Dota Summit. Get
Everyone
out of
went
my
to
life,
Europe.
Jenkins.
Everyone went to
He
Europe.
is-
We were stuck with you.
He's obsessed with me.
Can you-
He's
why-
obsessed. Please,
If
Jenkins.
for somehow he gets invited back to season 2, there needs to be a mute button. There absolutely needs to, or I'm not doing this. I gotta say, for me, it's been like looking into a mirror. I look at you, Dakota, and I see what I could become as if I go down the right path. And Sunsfan, if I go down just the absolute darkest timeline in the multiverse, you are the abyss, and I feel the
Start
darkness.
drinking regular soda, and you'll become this, Jenkins. Be careful, my friend. Be careful. Tread lightly.
Okay.
Please continue, Jenkins. Please continue with your
Stop
outro.
doing this. I had nothing else. I had nothing else.
All right, I will fish it out for you, gentlemen. It has been an absolute wild and fun adventure. I can't be I can't put it out there enough how much of a great time I've had to be able to show up 3 times a week with you two. It's always been an interesting adventure along the way, and I wouldn't trade it for anything else except if the NA talent come back from Europe, then we'll take them instead, definitely. But if they don't, season 2, maybe we'll get stuck with you again. Regardless, I had a fantastic time. I want to give tremendous props, of course, to the guest commentators who came on, your Owies, your PPDs, your Sammy Boys, and such. Props to Knoxville for helping us on the stats. I want to give props to MLP, John X Fire, and of course, our Cryptic and Neff for repping the lower division of NA and grinding it out every week along the way. And shouts, of course, to Pythian. He is our remote producer who has stepped up and fulfilled all the objectives necessary and observing himself. So, stud there. Thank you so much. I think I got everybody covered.
Sasezbo. Shout out to Sasezbo.
Shout out to Sasezbo, Zabo, and A-Team, and all of the awesome teams that we've got to know and learn about and hope to see in season number 2. We hope to see all of you as well in season 2. For everyone, goodbye and take care. This is NADPC. Best of luck, NA, at the Major. Take care.